Welcome everybody to the first, I guess what, the first annual, the first episode of Couples Talk. Right. This is underneath the Let's Talk About with Lou J umbrella. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Also hit that notification button. When this drops out, you will actually see it. Also, if you're a wrestling fan, but that's underneath the whole Lou J. Let's talk about thing. Wrestle Talk with Mario and Lou. Check that out as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing our first couples talk, which is going to be very, very interesting. I am Lou, and this is
Cindy. Hey guys.
we are a couple, and we go do our first couples talk. We're going to talk about different subjects, different topics. In our only opinion, in our opinion only. This is it. We're not telling everybody to do this or do that, nothing like that. This is a raw amateur thing. We're just having fun with this. We're gonna go over all type of different topics in the near future. We're gonna go over communication, which is a big thing.
Yeah, it's
You,
big.
you and I know that.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
We're gonna go over trust, mutual respect, forgiveness. Well, because I haven't done anything, but
No.
hopefully I'll do anything or whatever. Uh, Teamwork, which her now have been through.
Yes. We have. We got to experience that on spring break.
Oh goodness gracious, that'll be a story for a future episode.
Future,
Sure.
listen in.
We're gonna go over many, many other topics, but especially like daily events of our lives, what we go through, planning out things, future plans, personal values, which is something that a lot of couples don't really talk about. Intimacy, you know, I mean that's the
There's all forms of intimacy.
yes it is, not
Yep.
just the bang bang. um, Something that I know she's gonna deep dive into because we actually went through this not too long ago. Vulnerability.
Yeah, that was tough for me, but you were right there. We'll talk about that later. Yeah.
Love languages.
Yep.
Discovering your love language. Uh, Money issues. That's a big thing. 'Cause
Being transparent.
yes, a lot of couples don't talk about that. Active listening. God, jeez, because it took me a long time to figure it out.
Me too. Me too.
Choosing the right time and the wrong time. Uh, so let me ask you a question, right?
Sure.
When I came up with this idea about couples talk,
hmm
and how'd you feel about
I thought it was a great idea. I was excited about it.
it? Yeah.
I'm unsure of some of the questions you're gonna come up with. Hey, I'm down. I'm down.
All
I'm
right.
down.
All right. No, we've been talking about this for a long time. We supposed to do this like a month ago, but we didn't get a chance to do it. So on this episode today, I called it Asking Cindy. We gonna ask her a couple questions, and after we answer her questions, she's gonna give you the overview of how where we first met, which is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? And I know she's not gonna tell the whole thing, but in a future episode, I'll tell you my version, probably the best, the real version.
We want to get down with my version.
No, not yet. you know, when you're dealing with stuff as a couple, like let's say like you gotta get to know each other. All right, so I'm gonna give Cindy some examples of that right there. So I'm gonna ask you some questions, and we're gonna have a little fun today.
Okay.
You ready? You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm
You
ready.
sure about this?
They're ready. I'm
All
ready.
right. I hope y'all ready. I don't know if she's ready for this shit. All right. Getting to know each other. Getting to know each other better. Like, when you first start out, you meet somebody, especially how her and I first met. It was crazy. Because, no,
It was crazy because neither of us were like expecting anything.
no expecting anything, especially right when you get to know each other, you got to ask questions and stuff like that. And we'll get into the whole story later on in the future. Because asking her and getting to know her was like peeling onions, like
Yeah.
small layers. Yeah, take me like 1,000 years to get to the core.
Yeah, I'd been through so much. I had my wall. It was a brick wall with reinforced steel. I was just like, "Ooh."
Lord. Mm.
This one broke it down though.
Well,
He
well,
broke
well,
that wall down.
we'll get to it later on. Let me ask you the first question. What's your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory is of my dad and I going fishing. I went fishing with my dad all the time. I loved to be with my dad and spend time with my dad. Um, I had to be like maybe 5 or 6 years old, and I had just landed a big mouth bass. And my little self was being pulled in the water. I was determined not to let go of my fish. I was in the river up to my waist. My dad comes and swoops me up. It's like, let go of the fishing pole. We pulled it in. It was a nice fish. It was nice.
See, that's some of the questions like you should ask somebody when you first get to know. This is just our opinions. So let's get to something else. What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear.
Mm, Go figure that. This should be a good one.
That's tough. Say your biggest fear, because I think we're all fearful of things, even though we're not saying it's fearful, but something that's difficult for us.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, here goes something.
Oh, I know
Oh,
what it is.
okay.
I didn't know until spring break that I was claustrophobic, and that scared the living daylights out of me having an MRI.
Oh,
They said, "Are you claustrophobic?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm not scared of anything." Got in there and I had my head locked in. I'm pressing the little thing. She's like, "You okay?" I was like, "No, I'm about to bust through this thing."
claustrophobic too. Trust me.
So I had no idea that I was claustrophobic, and I'm fearful of like real tight places.
Okay, so we sitting there having dinner with somebody or getting a conversation with somebody, you can ask some of these questions. Here go another one for you. What are your core values?
My core values. Respect, loyalty, love, family, um, give and take,
Mm, give and take. Okay.
mutual, having those.
All right. Here go one. Here goes something right now. Would you? Here you go. I should put my old man glass on, but I had to do this one big here.
Okay.
Would you? Would you do? Say what you do. Okay. What would you do if you could do any job in the world?
That's tough. I'm a teacher. I know it's not
Good teacher.
not a high value job, but the influence and impact that I see in my students, that I have on my students, and I just love it. I love my kids at school. You may not get paid a lot, but the value's priceless. When you have children coming back to you, like 5, 10 years down the road and telling you what an impact you had.
Okay.
And then you're getting, their siblings or their kids and they're asking for you because of the impact you had on them.
Yeah. Trust me. I'll
Yeah.
tell you a story about my grandmother.
You can't pay for that. There's no price tag for that.
Okay, oh yeah, because she's the best teacher out there. Trust me.
Oh, I love my students like my kids. I do. I spoil them too, but it's with lots of love and
Mhm.
learning and fun.
Speaking of spoil, we'll get into the whole spoil thing another time. Uh, what are your biggest strengths and weaknesses?
My biggest strength is when I make my mind to do something, I will do it.
Yes.
And I'm going to do it, and I'll find a way to do it. um, my weakness is sometimes that my stubbornness gets in the way of things being reality. Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and I get headstrong about it. Yeah, I get headstrong about it. And one of my weaknesses too, sometimes I've got to learn to stop and breathe. I'm so focused on a goal and so focused on getting something done. Sometimes I forget to just stop.
Yes.
Stop.
We have many conversations about that. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here goes something good. What's your favorite place to travel to and why?
I have not been to a ton of places, but my most favorite place, I just feel connected and rejuvenated and relaxed, is at the beach. It's my favorite place. Take me to the beach anywhere, and I'm just gonna be the most relaxed, happiest woman ever.
Barefoot and everything.
Barefoot, You got nature, you've got the waves.
Mhm.
My little hippie heart be happy.
She had to hurt. What is something you're really passionate about? Oh boy, I know about this.
Gosh, pick one?
Yeah. What's something you're really passionate about?
Of course, passionate about you, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Passionate about you and us. Um, my family, fitness, staying healthy. For that, so I don't want to be in my 50s, 60s, and 70s and not able to enjoy life
Yes.
because of immobility
Yes.
and health issues.
100%. Now, those are some of the questions, right? When you're first meeting off somebody and stuff like that. So let's get into exploring relationship dynamics. So when you're about to you're talking, you went to the talking phase, and you actually want to explore a relationship. All right, this should be a good one.
Oh no, oh no.
Cindy, what does love mean to you in this relationship?
Oh my God. That could take a long time
Oh,
because the
sure
way we
for
are, it's the way we are.
you.
What does love mean to me in this relationship?
Mhm.
So much. I've got like 50 million things going on in my head right now.
Well, give me one.
Um, we're partners. We've connected. We have a lot of things in common.
Mhm.
We do for each other.
Oh yes, God,
We meet each other's needs, and those needs are different at different times.
100%.
And it's appreciating and valuing each other,
Okay.
and listening.
All
We
right.
listen.
All right. Okay. All right. What are your biggest strengths as a couple?
Well, communication. I
Mhm.
feel we communicate about everything.
Yes.
Hard things, easy things.
First person to talk to each other, tell everything about. All right. Uh-oh. Here goes something good. How can we better communicate our needs and desires?
Gosh, we communicate everything.
They're like, some people, I mean, it's always, I mean, you always got to communicate, keep on communicating. But what's
It,
one thing?
it's really important to communicate your desires, things you like, things you don't like, because that's something that's a hard conversation that we've had, and we've sat and we've talked about it, things at different points in the relationship. Hey, as you're learning each other, hey, I really like this, and we do this. Okay, I like this and not so much this. And then, you work with each other to meet each other's needs because you
That is
love
true.
each other. So you want your partner to be happy and your partner wants you to be happy. So you're working together for that and communicating those desires and needs.
God knows I've been trying.
You're great. Great. Lord.
All right. Oh, here goes something good. I don't know if you're going to think about this or not. What are your expectations of me in this relationship?
Expectations?
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not one of those people that has a list of what somebody has to be or has to do. Um,
Do you
I
think
don't
people should
have,
have that when they're about to talk about a relationship?
I could see, because after being married a long time and dating is insane. Of course, you have standards. I think standards and expectations are a little different.
Mhm.
But I've noticed, being around other women are like, well, my man, if whoever I meet has to, and their list would be impossible. I'm like, you want someone to check off all of this? You're gonna be single forever, sweetie. But I don't have expectations.
Okay. What are the biggest challenges as a couple?
Biggest challenges. as a couple? I'm trying to think. Biggest challenges is we really hadn't. I know as couples in general, communicating, having hard conversations about things that have went on in your life.
Yes.
I think that is very important no matter what it is that you've had going on in your life. If it has affected you or is still affecting you, you need to talk to your partner about that so that they have an understanding and to see if they understand.
Sure. All right. There you go.
So,
All right. I like that one. How can we resolve conflicts more effectively? Or anybody can.
communication, calm communication. You know, I've learned not to have a conversation going at somebody like an accusing way.
Yeah.
Because I see that. No, that does not work. So if something's bothering you, open up the conversation in a gentle way, in a calm and a relaxed way.
All right. Last one on this subject, on this chapter, which is to be very interesting.
Oh gosh.
What are your dreams for our future together?
Oh.
Should be interesting on this one.
I mean, I even told you I had a dream about us and our future together.
Mm-hmm.
I see our future evolving even more.
Okay.
I see a lot for us in the future. I see us being together for a very long time. It is crazy is how we connected was just unreal, and we both felt it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see a future without you.
Okay. Uh, uh, Ladies and gentlemen, we have another topic here, or another section here, deepening connection and intimacy. So if you are in your relationship, you want to deepen your connection and intimacy as well. So let's ask Cindy what her opinion is, contain to us or other people or something like that. This should be good right here. So what makes you feel most loved in our relationship?
You're taking your time. The time that you take for me and sacrifice for me, because I know we both have busy lives. We live in different states, and he could have had a crazy work week, be tired, and he's right there for me. He's right there. Right there. That just speaks volumes. That's you can't buy that. You can't buy someone's time, attention, and love.
Facts.
That's priceless.
That is very hard to do. All right. What's your favorite way to spend time together? What's your favorite way to spend time together?
Just it really depends what we're doing, but my most favorite, it's like when we're just walking and casually walking in the park and having conversation. And we'll sit on a bench where it's like beautiful and you hear the birds, and we just sit and we have conversation. We talk and we talk. We talk all the time. And we talk. And then we have those nights where, we're making dinner at home or, having our fun beverage and watching a movie or watching wrestling or and we just value our time together. It's very valuable to
Oh,
us.
you have to value your time. I
Yeah.
know that for sure. Oh, this should be fun. This could be a good one. What do you find most attractive about me?
I told you that when we first met.
So what is it?
I told you I looked in your eyes that first night. We'll go into that later. That first night, we were face to face, looking each other in the eye, and you had me like this.
Yeah.
And I saw so much kindness in your eyes. It's like you say the eyes are the portal to the person's soul. I saw this warmth and kindness in you. And I brushed people off for a long time. I was just not having a relationship for a long time. Took some time for myself, but but then I saw something very special in you that first night. Just I told you that. I was like, I saw it in your eyes.
All right.
Saw it.
So, what are your hopes? All right. There you go. What are your hopes and fears for the future of our relationship?
My hopes is we keep progressing. My hopes that we get to be together full time and just not on the weekend or trips or vacations. So I'm very looking forward to that because when he's not here, you miss your person when they're gone and you used to having them. When you have a conversation, just their presence, you enjoy their presence. You miss that. Um, fears.
She got to take care of me because I'm older.
No, I told you. I make sure your bottom stays clean.
Oh,
My
shit.
baby's not getting bed sores.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Really don't have a biggest fear about our relationship.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's your favorite memory of us together?
Gosh, we've done a lot of fun things.
What's the favorite one?
I think my most favorite one is the day that we stayed in bed all day. We
Oh,
almost contemplated not even going to dinner because we were enjoying just laying in the bed and relaxing and talking to each other and other
yeah,
things.
that was
But
that place in Charlotte.
yes,
Yeah. We actually was gonna cancel.
we were just enjoying each other so much.
No, that was crazy.
It
Yeah,
was.
yeah, that was crazy. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's some of the questions right there. Like, you might want to ask your significant other, someone you're dating, stuff like that. So we get down to the last five, which should be interesting. It's the fun and lighthearted questions.
Okay, I like that.
Don't know what this is going to be about, but this is going to be interesting. But especially the first one, because I would love to know, because I don't think she has one. What's your favorite movie or TV show? Well, movie we already know.
You know
Yeah,
that
but
movie. Um, my favorite movie's Rocky. My dad and I used to watch them together. So it was special. And I had a grandfather that was a boxer. So yeah, we loved Rocky. Favorite show?
yeah,
I've watched it the whole season twice. This Is Us.
this is us.
Mm-hmm.
This is us. I think I saw that. Well, I never watched it. I know I saw the commercials for it. I think. Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe I might watch it with her. I don't know about this one. It's the toss up for me. I think I know this, but what's your favorite comfort food? I would say cottage cheese and shit. She's cottage cheese like crazy.
Because it's so high in protein. So high in protein. But my favorite comfort food. Mac and cheese.
Yours?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because I heard this shit.
I love mac and cheese.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
My homemade mac and cheese.
Man, she put both feet in it, boy. Man, that's the mac and cheese, man. She be invited to the barbecue. You know what I mean? She get that car. You can come in. All right. What's the memory that always makes you laugh?
So many great ones. There's so many. How do you choose one memory that makes you laugh?
Hey, what makes you laugh? Like it just every time you think about it, it's like you start busting out laughing. It can be anything. Be with your girls or whatever, or like how you was telling me that thing you was climbing over fences and getting all scarred up as a tomboy.
Oh my gosh, I was such a tomboy as a kid. I was such a tomboy. Oh, laugh so hard. I'm trying to think. I was very outgoing, did a lot of stuff. Even as a kid, I was always like climbing stuff. I think the funniest memory I laugh about and even laugh with my mom about is one time I got in trouble. Who knows what I did? Who knows what I did? I was, I was probably 5 or 6 years old, maybe 6. And she's like, I got in trouble for something, and she said I was gonna get a whooping. My mom's fainting her butts. And so I climbed a tree. I love climbing trees, climbing the top of the tree. And she's like, you gotta come down sometime. I was like, no, I'm gonna live in the tree. And she's like, I'm gonna go in and make dinner. So, I'm smelling dinner cooking. She's cooking some good stuff. I go to get down out of the tree, and then there's a jar. I went to drop and rolled my ankle on the jar. She's like, oh, I see it didn't work out so well for you.
Mm. Mm.
I laugh about that.
I love it. I love it. Last one. What's a spontaneous adventure you hadn't had yet?
Cruise.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are asking Cindy. Those are thoughts, like questions you can ask. Guys can get together when you're in a relationship, throughout relationships, stuff like that. If you're listening to us on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, please like, subscribe, hit that notification button so it doesn't come out. Try and get that algorithm up right there. So, like, to wind things down, Sin,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the honor of telling you our story, how where we first met. And
Oh.
just see if it matches up with mine's, but what I mean. So you go right ahead.
All right. So
Interesting.
we first met as TikTok friends. We first met as TikTok friends.
Go figure.
Oh, and then we became Instagram friends. We followed each other for what, a year or two before you,
Okay, yeah.
about a year. He invited me to do challenges and stuff, and
But you never did it.
I was working all the time. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so we met on TikTok, then became Instagram friends, and then one day he reached out and asked if I wanted to be on his podcast because he found kettlebells really interesting. I did primarily kettlebells, and I said, sure. I've never been on a podcast before, so I'll do it. I'll share my story. Um, and check out my story. It's more in depth than just fitness. It's also about sacrifice. But I said, yeah, that's cool. And I think we chatted a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a hurricane come through, and he messaged me, checked on me, see how we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
What was my response? You laugh about it.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Rattle through it. I'm gonna swing them bells to the wind.
Yeah. Um. Then we had the podcast, and well, before that, we talked for over an hour or so
Yeah, on the phone.
on the phone because I was like, get me prepared for this. I've never done a podcast, and we just talked for a while.
Yeah.
It made me more comfortable. Had a great conversation, and then we had a great time with the podcast. We had a great time with the podcast. He says he could tell during that podcast I was hitting on him. He says he could tell. He could tell I was flirting with him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You could tell.
Go back and watch it.
And then I invited him to come work out with me, which I never invite men to work out with me. I'm with my girl crew, we're the women baddies. But
She said women baddies.
but I invited him. I was like, yeah, come. You want to come work out with me? We could film it. Da, 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 da. And I remember I was so excited. I got there early and got a workout in before just so I could get like the jitters out.
I didn't understand that. I did not understand that when I got there, but go ahead.
Yeah, I worked out for like an hour before he came. And then we did kettlebells for what, an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But that like calmed me.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be so nervous meeting you. I was nervous.
Why?
I don't know.
Mm.
But walked in and see this tall, handsome man
She knows how I feel about that. But go ahead.
works out. So handsome. I was like, darn. I was like, damn. Okay. Refocus. And we get you signed in. We go back there. We start swinging. We start talking. We had the best time.
I hurt myself too.
And then before he come down, he's like, "Hey, it's both of our birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go hang out and have dinner, as friends." And everything was like nothing was said as like romantic.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go have dinner as friends. And da da da. So we did that. We come back, showered, got dressed for dinner. And he was surprised, gym girl in a little dress. Damn, a little black dress. And he was like, "Wait a minute, I've only seen you in gym clothes."
Yeah, I had to get a damn double look. I mean, when you see somebody, you gotta get that double look. That's a double look. So I had to get that one.
So yeah, we went to dinner, and like he said, it was peeling back onions.
Okay.
I did not just want to give every detail of everything, because I've been in relationships where they take that and they flip it against you to hurt you, and I was tired of that shit. And I was like, I'm not going to deal with that shit no more. So I was just very selective on what I shared, and it took me a little time.
A little.
And I started opening a little more and opening a little more and opening a little more.
She said a little time.
You know so much. You know more than anybody.
I should by now.
Yep, you do. I've shared things with him that nobody has ever known.
God knows I've shared stuff yet nobody knows.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well.
And then I wanted to spend more time with him, and he's like, "You want to go to the movies?" Like, yeah. I was like, "Since you got dinner, let me get the movies. Your birthday, my birthday." And then we had to hunt that movie down.
No, you was hunted down. What we see? Oh, Deadpool.
Deadpool. I love Deadpool. I'm such a huge Deadpool fan.
She was hunting it down like crazy.
Get more time, would you?
Mm-hmm.
Myself. It's like the most fun I've ever had with a man.
So honored.
So, and then we come back. Yeah, he drove from Charlotte all the way down middle South Carolina. Okay. We get back at like 12 o'clock at night. We were talking a little bit more. I was making sure he was okay and he wasn't too tired.
Tired. Shit. He was exhausted.
And then right before he leaves, he grabs my face, looks me in the eyes, and gives me a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And I about fell on the floor.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
That was it. And then we started, chatting a little more. We didn't like just jump in,
No.
We talked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And started spending every weekend together.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And I don't think we're going to probably miss one or two.
That's it. This whole since August.
Yeah. One or two. Yeah. So that was it. So, I'll get my version later on at another time. But ladies and gentlemen, like, subscribe, comment, share. We're gonna do these couple talks, throughout the year. Like I said, it's underneath the let's talk about it with Lou J umbrella. I think it's important to do. We're not experts. We're not out here, telling you should do this or follow these rules. We're just giving our opinions about it. Some stuff that we went through. We'll talk about topics. We're not going to compare it to us so much, and our opinions and stuff like that. We're also going to have other couples. We're going to be couple to couple, not having conversations about couple stuff like that. So, tell us what you think, stuff like that. Everybody have a good time. Thank you so much for joining us on this first raw couples talk conversation. We'll get deeper and deeper into it later on. We're gonna have decent conversations about like all type of things I mentioned earlier. Have some fun with it. We'll give our opinions, and then I will tell my side of the story, which is probably more authentic side of the story.
Authentic.
Yeah, like she ain't tell it all, but I'm gonna tell the real truth. So
Hey, I was truthful.
you were somewhat truthful.
Wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, you missed a couple of things, but
I missed.
oh, yeah, we'll let everybody know next time.
I'm gonna harass you now.
All this, everything will be at the bottom below. Thank you, everybody. Again, thank you. We will bring this out every now and then, different subjects. If you have a question, uh, you know, email us, get in contact, say something in the comments. I'll get back to you. If you guys have a like suggestion we can talk about, what I mean, just get back with us. All right.
Yep.
Everybody have a good day, good week. Peace.